Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. Today I have a special video, a little different video than normal. Normally I just race. Um, Today I'm going to talk to you about how I become so successful. And I hate with saying successful, but for me, I have experienced quite a bit of growth in the past 2.5 years or so. Um, and a lot of that has been attributed to Grid and Go. So Grid and Go is a setup service that has lap tutorials, but most importantly, for me at least, they have a new virtual coach. And I say new virtual coach because for many of you, it's probably new. They've actually had it for a few years, and they've continued to perfect it version after version. So it's currently in its fourth or fifth revision, if I recall correctly, and it's fantastic. So anyway, let's just back up. I started sim racing in 2012. In fact, you can kind of see here, everyone starts off at like, I guess 1350 iRating. And for years, I kind of just like, I kind of didn't really race that much. But anytime I would race, I wasn't very good. Even when I started back up again, pretty terrible. Did some league stuff. Just, you know, kind of struggled. But anyway, did a lot of PC building. That's what I do as a side business. Yeah, then I started really trying to take it serious and still kind of struggled for a bit after 2020. Started watching tutorials and starting to understand how to take certain turns on certain tracks. And VRS was a good help, so shout out to them. But it came to a point where I wasn't progressing that much, and it was time to really start unlearning or basically breaking bad habits. All right, so when you do something for years and in the wrong way, it becomes hard to change. So anyway, long story short, I've been racing at like a 3K level for a bit now, which is great, and I hope to just continue to progress upwards. And I have to tell you that a lot of it has to do with the virtual coach. So today I'm going to show you how my revised approach to sim racing has helped me speed up the learning process for new tracks, to break old habits, to figure out what I'm doing wrong on certain turns, and number three, just raise my overall awareness on where the grip level is and just basic racing racecraft, if you will. Now, everything I'm going to talk about has to do with pretty much road racing, so I'm sure a lot of this can be applied to oval racing, but Grid and Go definitely focuses on road racing. So what's the first thing that you have to do? Let's break this down into 6 steps. I hate making it sound so simple, but we have to kind of break it down a bit. So here's the Grid and Go website. You'll find a link down in the description. It's an affiliate link, but it's not really an affiliate link. I don't make any money. I don't save any money on my subscription. I told Grid and Go I was going to do this video because I just find it just so valuable, the service. And yeah, if they want to throw me a bone later, or have you become a partner, or an affiliate provider, great. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But neither here nor there. But please use the link. I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to learn a new track with you, and I'm doing this in one shot. I'm going to pause OBS here and there just so that I spare you some of the actual in-between things, but this is basically one take. This is the beginning of Season 3 for year 2025, and with that we have a few new things. We have the Bend, and this week it's actually already Friday night, and I haven't done a single race yet. So I have some catching up to do. If I hop into a race now at the Bend, I'm going to destroy myself. The lap time here is a 1:54.7 by the Grid and Go people, so David, and I'm sure there's no way I would be able to achieve that because I don't even know the track. So first step is, let's subscribe to Grid and Go, and I would definitely recommend picking the service that allows you to download the virtual coach and use that. All right, so step one, obviously you're going to download that, and then step two is you got to figure out what it is you want to learn, right? So in this case, I've already identified I'm going to learn the Bend, right? So that's step two. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the actual guide. This guide is going to teach me how to take each turn, and also on a lot of tracks, the instruction isn't just second gear, right turn, third gear, brake 80%. It's like late apex, there's a bump here. You know, stay off the curbs, it will unsettle the car. There's a bit more in the way of the tutorial with Grid and Go, which is fantastic. So I'm going to mute my mic this way I don't get as much echo. Here, so this is the. Yeah, here it is now. Oh, this is the cockpit view. See, I told you I was going to do this live. This is what happens.
Hello guys, David here, and we're on for a tutorial of the Porsche GT4 in the Bend. Arriving into turn 1, we are going to be braking just a little bit earlier than these panels of the Bend here on the left. As you can see, just a little bit earlier than them. We are going to build up into the brake pressure, reaching 80% peak pressure at the very late part of the.
So I'm going to watch this entire video. I'm not going to have you sit through 6 minutes of the actual lap guide here. So I'm going to pause it here and we'll come back once I'm done watching it, okay?
And go 100%. And then into the last corner here, we are going to be braking just as we are arriving on the curb, but we are not going to use it. We build up into the brake pressure, reaching 20% peak pressure, downshifting into third gear, and then on the power we should be able to slam quite early the 100% using all the track on the left. And that will be it, guys.
Alright, so I'm done watching this now.
Hello guys, David here, and we're on for a tutorial.
Sorry about that. Alright, so now this is a fixed setup race, but if it wasn't a fixed setup race, I would download the setups. There is the GT4 series that's mixed. Anyway, that's fine. So that's still part of step 2 is downloading the setups. Alright, so basically step 3 we're going to set up the active reset. But before we do that, we're just going to launch the virtual coach. So I have downloaded the virtual coach already. So this is actually kind of step 4, or the start of step 4 as well. So we're covering step 3 and 4 here. So I'm going to right click on this, then I'm going to right click here, and then I'm going to click run as administrator. Yes, the virtual coach logo will show up. All right. That's great. I'm just going to move this off screen here just for the time being. Okay, so now back to step 3. We're going to launch a session. We need to do a test drive session. We cannot do an actual official session, otherwise one of these important steps cannot be used. So I'm going to launch this. I'll pause it here, and we'll come back once the session is live. Okay? All right, we're in the session now. Now, instead of just going out and track, this is very important. This is basically part of step 3. You need to make sure you have active reset set up. If you already have active reset set up, great. You can skip this step and go to step 4. All right. But if you don't, let me show you how to do that. We're going to go to option here. I'm going to get rid of my webcam again. There. And we're going to go to control. And you're going to go to active reset start point, okay? You'll want to pick a button that's easily accessible, hopefully on your steering wheel for this, and reset run, okay? So active reset save start point, this is when you want to start a particular section, right? So let's say you come up to turn 5, or basically like the second sector of a track that's been tricky, right? You're going to press this button so that is your go back, like basically like your spawn point, if you will, okay? And then you're going to set your run button. That will basically take you back to your spawn. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's all set now. And now that we are live, we're going to pull down our actual virtual coach page here. So now that we're in the session, it knows that we are at the Bend, right? And there are currently 2 setup or sessions basically. There's a wet version and there's a regular one, right? So this is the dry track. We're going to click the regular one. Okay? And now this is basically step 4. We're going to set up the overlays that go along with the actual virtual coach. Okay, so we're going to click adjust overlay, but before we do that, let's actually let's get in the car quickly. Okay, this way we have some sort of point of reference. And now we're going to click Adjust Overlay, and now here are our overlays, okay? So this was going to be a graph that shows you where your inputs are. This is going to be a track location. So if the coach was more left than you were, this will kind of show you that. And then here's the overlay of their throttle and brake versus yours. It'll also show you what gear you are in versus the actual coach. Okay. Now up here, this will show you your entry speed, their entry speed versus your entry speed, exit speeds, and then minimum speed. This is probably one of my favorite things. This is basically like a scorecard for each individual lap. All right. So if you are terrible, this will be below. Let's call it 7, I guess. I'm pretty harsh. I like to see my numbers above 7.0. It's out of 10, or out of 100, if you will. So I definitely like seeing that. Here I am again. And then this here will kind of show you, this is probably the most impressive one too. These two I tend to really like. So, just put them wherever you want. If you have 4 screens, you can put them off screen. I'm going to have them here for the time being so that we can all see this together. And then there's other things that you can control. Okay, you can change. There's also beeps, which are great. The beeps will signify when it's time to brake, and there's also a beep that signifies throttle. The nice thing about the brake beep is that it's a countdown. It's a 3 beep process basically, which you'll start understanding. So that's that. So if you like where your overlays are, we're going to click lock overlay. Great. Now we're going to pull back up. Let me just close it again and reopen it. Administrator, give me 1 second while it opens up. Okay, so once again, we're going to do that. Now the overlays are set up, right? So that's great. So every time it opens up, now you have 3 options for Virtual Coach. You can do a track guide. This is going to tell you where you need to brake, what gear to be in, which is going to be good for someone like myself right now because I need to learn this track. Once you get more advanced, you can do the turn entry lesson or the turn exit lesson, okay? So basically this is now step 5, right? This is selecting the type of virtual coaching you need. All right, so for me, I need a track guide. And as soon as I click this, it's going to start talking, and there's going to be a big echo. So I'm going to just mute my mic right away, and I'm going to let it kind of go through the first lap. Let it do its thing, and then I'll explain to you kind of what's going on, okay? Here we go. So, track guide.
Just close your eyes and listen to my voice. Just kidding. Start driving when you're ready. Let's start with the track guide. As soon as we approach a turn, I'll tell you how to brake and what gear to use.
Start slow and get to near the track.
Turn 1 heavy, braking around 80%.
Downshift to 3rd gear.
Turn 2, just lift, say in 3rd gear.
Turn 3 mid braking around 50%.
Downshift to 2nd gear.
Turn 4 heavy braking around 70%.
Downshift to 2nd gear.
Turn 5 mid braking around 40%.
Downshift to 3rd gear.
Turn 6 mid braking around 60%.
Downshift to 3rd gear.
Turn 7 mid braking around 60%.
Downshift to 3rd gear.
Turn 8 only light braking around 15%. Say in 3rd gear.
Turn 9, heavy braking around 70%. Downshift to second gear.
Turn 10, only light braking around 20%.
Downshift to third gear.
Okay, so that was the track guide. Now, I watched the actual lap guide before that, right? So I knew where I was going. I kind of remembered what gear I was going to be in. But it's really different when you actually start doing it live. So that's great. I'm now going to, now that I understand what gear to be in, I'm going to start watching the overlays, okay, and start really like focusing on this. So I'm going to get rid of the actual track guide. All right. Oh, it looks like we have two of them open. No, we don't. All right. So we're going to just click start. I think we only... Yeah. So now instead of the actual coach talking to me, I'm just going to hear the beep. And you're going to hear the 1, 2,
Turn 1, heavy
3.
braking
Oh,
around 80%.
interesting.
Downshift to third gear.
Hang on. I had the coach running twice. So that's why. This is one of the... I'm just going to click start. I don't need to do the entry lesson. I'm just going to do this. This way, I get the actual overlays. I'm going to... And as I said, I'm doing this in real time. Okay, so this is just a lift. I have to cut this a bit from the lap guide. Late apex. 6.8. Yeah, I'm off of it. All right, now this is really tricky here. You have to like let it kind of come out. .2 sucks. Nope. 8.6. So
done a 3:07.7 seconds.
I'm going to do like 2 laps, and then I'm going to show you how I now incorporate the active reset, which is one of the next steps. Coach held the brake a bit more than I did. Breathe here. That's going to take some getting used to. Way too late on the throttle. Ooh, jeez. Wider there. That's my first time lap.
You've just done a 157.83.
Alright, that's really off the pace, but that's okay. I'm learning the track. Now I'm gaining some confidence here because I know. 8.3, okay, that's good. I'll take that. I can stand the brakes longer. It's the apex. Off track? No? Okay. That was so much better. That one wasn't.
Okay, Rich, we need to watch the track limits.
Alright. So now, I'm going to show you how we use active reset. So I'm going to get my button ready. Okay, and I'm going to get a good exit here. And I'm going to press my active reset start right here. Okay? So now at any time I can hit the other button, and I keep coming right back to that same spot. Okay? And you always want to do it on a nice straightaway, preferably before your sector. I'm going to work on these 3 turns right here. Bad. Okay, reset. And try and pick a spot where your steering wheel could be straight and that you can mash the throttle. So this way, as soon as you're there, you're locked in. And you just kind of keep doing this in certain areas so that you learn the track. Okay, I'm going to move on now. Okay, here we go. Okay. See, that's where active reset really comes in handy. Hold the brake a little longer. Way too late on the throttle. Okay. A lot of ABS engaging there. That was a 1:56.1.
Lap time was at
So that's cool.
1:56.18. That's your quickest lap in this session.
That's a lot of improvement. So there you go. Okay. So now I'm gonna spare you another lap here. Let me just explain. So now we've done the turn by turn, corner exit. We've explained the beeps. Step 6 is what I'm doing now. It's getting faster. So you just keep doing more and more, and then after a while, you're gonna kind of start plateauing, most likely. So let's say, for instance, I plateaued at 1:56.1, 1:56.2, and that's kind of where I'm at. So now here's, oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. So now the important thing is you need to like understand exactly what's going on. Now, while I'm racing, it's hard for me to like look here, look down here, and really understand what's going on. Even though I understand mentally on what I'm supposed to be doing, sometimes it's hard to really see what it is you're doing. So what you do is, all right, so let's find, let's get rid of me, by the way. No one wants to see me. Sorry. So let's go find your laps, right? Let's go find, let's just say there was a whole bunch of laps here, right? So we're going to watch this lap, and we're going to see what's going on. And you can play it slow, you can play it fast, and you can really watch to see what's going on. You can see where your speed is. Well, I'm much slower, obviously. Okay, I'm much more aggressive. All right, so I don't need to be that aggressive. You see that? Boom, I'm at 89. Okay. David goes progressively up to like 75, 70, 77. Right, I'm 10% more aggressive, and I'm going into ABS. Right, so now this is the part where you really need to now take the data, take this information, and apply it, right, and go turn by turn and understand what it is that's going on, right, and you could really watch, where you're at compared to the actual coach and see what's what, right? So this basically is part of step 6 and step 7 is just getting faster, and then step 7 is analyzing and really figuring out where you're kind of missing something, right? So like for instance, this area here, yeah, see I'm dropping the brake much quicker than he is. Now let's see here. I'm going to do kind of slow. Alright, so, alright, yeah, he's a little wider. Okay, so I'm dropping. He hasn't dropped yet. Okay, now he drops. And then he goes back up. So it's kind of like this is going to be just like kind of like a feel thing, it looks like. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be like only one way to take this area, but I'm definitely going to want to watch his video to see where he's at, because he's taken a little bit of a different line that's helping him kind of stay closer to the apexes. So, and he's able to carry quite a bit more speed. So, all right, well there you go. So that's that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to do a few laps, and I'm going to just see how quick I can go. And what's great is that because I set an active reset start point, even though I've exited, I can just quickly come here, and guess what? I don't have to go do another, out lap. I could just start right from here. So that's the beauty of it. All right, no ABS. All right, so I'm gonna pause it here and let's see how quick I can go here. All right, so I've done a few laps. I did a pretty good one. Started building up speed. I got under 156s, so I'm starting to understand a few of the sections that were troublesome. So, like I said, you really gotta do something with the tools that you have, right? So now I'm showing you tools, and I'm showing you how I use the tools to get faster, get better. Yeah, and then obviously if you can also do OBS to record, great. You don't really need to because you have everything here, obviously, which is great. So you can always save the session when you leave and just launch the virtual coach, and you can see your overlay versus what the coach did, and hopefully you'll get faster. That's the end goal, right? So I hope this was helpful. I kind of gave you 6 tips here for trying to get faster using the virtual coach and the lap guides, 7 actual steps, so to speak, because you have to then apply it and keep going back. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it was. Give a thumbs up, and please, if you are going to use Grid and Go and subscribe to it, just use my affiliate link. I'd appreciate it. Give the video a like if you like this, if you thought it was helpful. Leave some comments too. It really helps out my small channel. I'm still under 1,000 subscribers, so I'd love to have more of you join on, and I hope to bring more cool content. So hopefully I'll get to try to race this particular track setup before the week is over. I like it. It's a pretty cool track. I like this layout, and I think the GT4 is a great car for it. So I'll do a few extra practice laps, and maybe I'll catch a race. So I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see ya.